episode 55. This is a weekly live show and audio podcast. Noel and I are here every Monday to share with you relatable stories about health and fitness. And we hope to inspire you so that you can be a hero, you can be an achiever in your life. So we are streaming through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you see Noel and I looking to the left, looking to the right, no, there's no one around us. We are streaming in multiple devices. Okay, so welcome to episode 55.
Okay, and whether you're just streaming in or if you're watching the recording, we encourage you to still participate in the conversation. The questions that we ask are still relevant. The comments that you post, we and everyone gets to read it, even if you're watching this 6 months down the road. That's the cool thing about going online and posting these videos. We want to make this show to be a resource for everybody. So this is a time of education, actually. We're coming here, we're going to learn some things. It's not so much entertainment. We got no dance or song to sing for you. There's no entertainment here. We want to learn. We want to answer questions. We want to help you make the most out of your fitness journey, wherever you may be, whatever your fitness journey looks like. So happy Monday. Thank you for being here at 9 p.m. There's so many things you could be doing right now. Or maybe you're multitasking and watching this. But we are grateful that you are here. We have a little icebreaker question for you. And it's to help us to get to know you better. Today we want to know, number one is comment below, whether you're watching this right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Comment below. Number one is, where are you streaming in from? Where? We want to know. What state? If you're from Malaysia, tell us which city you're from. If you're from a different country, not from Malaysia, tell us what country you're from. We'd love to know you. And comment. Very, very, very common question. I think it's super easy to answer this time. What is your favorite movement or exercise or a workout class? Maybe you say like, I love Zumba. Great. We want to know, what is your favorite fitness thing? It could be an exercise. It could be any movement. It could be a fitness class or a type of program. Comment below. We want to get to know your fitness desires. So I will start. Then we go on to Alvin. So my name is Noel, and I am streaming from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And my favorite movement, I think it's changed from time to time. So at the moment, I would say I would love the Kettlebell Swing. I think it's a great movement to do, especially when we spend a lot of time sitting down and not doing much and just not using all our muscles that are involved in moving around more and walking our glutes, all the connecting muscles. So the kettlebell swing is a great way to kind of make up for, it doesn't make up, but helps. Okay. Efficient, easy. I wouldn't say, it's easy to do once you get to do it. You can do it anywhere. And even if you don't have a kettlebell, you could use a dumbbell. So, Alvin, what about you? Tell us, where are you streaming in from, and what's your favorite move?
Wow, I'm streaming in for Kajang, and my favorite move is also the Kettlebell Swing, Noel. Oh,
wow.
My gosh.
That's why you were smiling.
I was smiling. I'm like, oh, wow, what's happening right here? So I love the kettlebell swing. It's one of the movements that I'm looking at getting more efficient in it and getting better at it. And I'm doing a lot of kettlebell swings lately. And yeah, absolutely, Noel. If there's one movement that we can do for a posterior chain, I would highly recommend kettlebell swing. And I like that you also mentioned that if you don't have a kettlebell, we can use a dumbbell swing. Same movements. Fantastic, Noel.
Yeah, so my friends watching this, comment below. What is that? Kettlebell swing competition? No, I'm going to lose because you will go on for a whole day for 24 hours. I'll stop after I do 30 and I'll rest and I'll do the next set. Cannot. But yeah, so the both of us like kettlebell swings. How interesting is that? Has it always been kettlebell swings, Alvin? Or do you think
it changes from time to time? It changes time to time, right?
For sure. So, my friends, if you're watching this, comment below, where are you streaming in from? We're going to read out some of your comments. Where are you streaming in from, and what's your favorite movement or exercise or fitness class to do? I'm going to read what Penny said. Penny, are you serious? You said kidding. Penny's tuning in from Penang. She said burpees. But actually, a lot of people like burpees too. It's just, I'm the one who, I don't hate it lah. Okay, let's not get into that. That's a whole different show on its own. But Penny, like really, she said, kidding, leg work. Okay, she said likes anything to do with leg work. So lower body movements, yeah, maybe your squats and deadlifts and lunges and kettlebell swings too, maybe it's not really leg work, but yeah. Okay, awesome. Keep those answers coming. Today we have an awesome show. I was really excited. It's an idea actually that Alvin put out in line with our theme, which is making healthy choices, especially when you're going out, you're not cooking, how to make the right choices in terms of food, eating out. And it's no stranger to us. Everyone, I swear, everyone watching this has this installed. You're probably on it right now, multitasking. Yeah, probably you can't if Instagram is on the side, but you get what I'm saying. So we're gonna talk about GrabFood, the options, the pros and cons. I have a couple of surprises in store for you all as well. I'm gonna pass it over to Alvin also to see if he has anything he wants to mention before we get right into today's topic of everything that's on GrabFood.
Right. Thank you, Noel. For those of you who are tuning in on Facebook and LinkedIn, my invitation to you is to please click share the live button so that you can reach out to more people. And if you're on Instagram, our invitation to you is hop over to the Facebook version where you get a different viewing experience. And if you ask the questions, if you comment on the Facebook version of questions, of our feed forward of answers, Noel and I might have a surprise for you. What is the surprise? We're going to save it to the end because, hey, it's a surprise. But it got something to do with GrabFood, Noel. GrabFood.
Yeah, I think they can guess already lah. But yes, we're not gonna let the cat out of the bag. So we want the most active participant, and not just for Facebook. I think even if you're watching this on Instagram, if you hit the question mark icon and ask a question, right? You all got lots of questions on your mind. When I know, so suddenly come on live, everybody very shy. Then when we end the show and we have the after party, all the questions come out. So just ask below anything related to fitness, to training, to nutrition, to GrabFood, making food choices. We want to help you answer them and help other people along the way. And Alvin is right. We have a bribe. We're going to send you something. We're going to look out for the most active person watching this and commenting and asking questions. All right. So without any further delay, I just want to introduce today's topic. We're talking about how to order healthy from GrabFood, and it's a very real and relevant topic. Maybe like 7 years ago, this would not even be. People would be, how, what, right? But now it's huge. As in, when we work with our client, it's like everybody's ordering meals, and not just from GrabFood. There are other options, and while there are many opportunities to eat healthy, there's also, it opens up so many new possibilities of eating things that we normally wouldn't eat. And I want to talk about some of this before we go on to, before Alvin and I share what are some of the go-to meals that we keep going to. We order from GrabFood too.
Yeah.
Right, it's super convenient. um and we have the same meals that we go to. They are healthy as it fits our fitness goals, and we want to share that with you as well. But I also encourage you to comment below what is your favorite thing to order from GrabFood. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite restaurant? Do you have a favorite dessert? Do you have anything? We want to know, because you can order anything on GrabFood. You can order chicken. You can order the chicken not cooked. You can order the chicken frozen. You can order the chicken deep fried. Right? So many options. But I think the one thing that GrabFood has brought, and any other food delivery has brought about, is convenience. We all love the
Right.
convenience. It's easy. We are all on our phones. We don't have to head out, and that's made it like so easy for everyone to use. Convenience is one thing. Also, for many of our clients that we work with, and a lot of you are watching this show right now, y'all just don't cook, or we don't have the time to cook, or we don't know how to cook, right? So then what is the option? If we rewind this to 10 years ago, when there was no food deliveries, and you're working at Bukit Jalil in Technology Park, let's say, you're stuck with whatever's downstairs. If that's a mama which has really bad tasting food, you're kind of stuck with that unless you drive out. And who has that time nowadays to drive out, right? So it's given more variety now. We can plan earlier a little bit what meals we want, and then it arrives at your doorstep literally. So it's giving people more access to healthy food. Um, and more variety of food. It's also affordable, although GrabFood has some really expensive stuff also. Of course, like you go to
Mm-hmm.
the fancy restaurant, it's going to be expensive. But there's a lot of deals, like during breakfast, certain timings, or if you order from the nearest cafes. I'm sure you've seen this, Alvin. There's like special deals that happen, and you actually save money. Technically, it's cheaper than
Yes.
actually driving to the store and
Correct.
ordering. You can actually get a coupon that gives you a discount. So it's another thing to love about ordering from GrabFood. By the way, if you're watching this, this is in no way sponsored by GrabFood. Nobody gave us any coupons. No one gave us any credit. We're just doing this because people ask about food a lot, and
Yes.
it's a real topic to talk about. And one more thing, I think it's a huge time saver. If anything, I don't need to drive 20 minutes. I don't need to cook for 45 minutes. I just literally take 45 seconds, and I can order something to come to my house. And those are the good things. And there are some downsides to it also. These are some of the things that I've identified. I would say a downside. There's probably more. There's probably a lot more good things as well. But I think
Mm.
one downside of ordering from this food delivery service is like if you are like Alvin, maybe Alvin can share a little bit. The other day I drove to Kajang and I opened my Grab app. I didn't see all the things that I usually ordered because it kind of looks at what's around you. So different choices, right? So that's one downside. It's not always you have a lot of variety because it depends on where you're living. Also, it encourages last minute eating, last minute
Mm.
ordering, which is not a good idea because if you're wanting to eat to support your fitness goals, there should be some level of planning. You should I always tell our clients that you should know roughly what you're going to eat tomorrow for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, roughly. Because when you make last minute decisions, you're probably making them based on your hunger level, your stress level at that point. So the Grab app facilitates that. It makes it tempting and it makes you want to do last minute planning. So that's one downside of ordering food from Grab. Um, and another thing would be temptation. If you're just driving to one restaurant, you're just seeing what's there. But if you open the app, you're seeing a whole bunch of things. And I love what the Grab app says. It doesn't ask you what are you wanting to have for lunch today. It actually asks you what are you craving for. You know what they're doing, right? So they're facilitating that, which is not a great idea if you have no self-control and you're trying to resist. You told everybody you're not going to eat fast food, and then you open the app and ta-da, 50% off. It's like I have to order it, right? So that you have to deal with that temptation. And another thing would be, I think it's easy to order more than necessary, which leads to food wastage or over consuming food. Because let's say all you need is that one meal, but then if you buy another 5 ringgit more, the delivery is free. And then so now you buy something which you never wanted in the first place. And because it's there, you ate it. See?
Right.
So all this convenience comes at a price. So pros and cons here. I hope that gives you an idea. If you've been doing that, at least now you realize. What about you, Alvin? Any pros and cons? What do you like the most about ordering from Grab?
I like the way you put it. No, I like that you highlight the good thing and the not so good thing, a little bit of like disadvantage. Because looking back at Grab Food, right? If we think of like 5 to 10 years ago, we don't have this option. So when we think of like eating healthy, it's either we cook or we go look for healthy restaurants and cafes.
Yeah.
And right now, these healthy cafes, restaurants, and healthy options are actually in apps, GrabFood, Food Panda, and so many others. And the reason why Noel and I want to have this topic is it's how we use these app and how we see it and how we structure it, our GrabFood, to help us with our fitness goal. And coming back to how I see it, one thing I like about GrabFood, Noel, is some of the food that I usually order, are in GrabFood, are in the delivery coverage to Kajang. And what I do is I click on favorite. So we are going to share what are our top 3 favorite restaurants and cafes. So I click on favorite. So every time when I open my apps, my favorite, which are my healthy options, will appear at the top. And sometimes they would ask you, would you like to purchase your recent order or reorder it? And if I order the same thing, then I just click on that. So that is, I find, the biggest advantage, and which comes down to your point, Noel, which is convenient. So I guess if we use the app to help us plan our meals better, making sure, like in my case, I get my meals on time, make sure that I do not skip meals, because I skip meals, one thing will lead to another. So that's how I see GrabFood being able to help me.
Yeah. So your secret is, you mentioned it just now, that you plan it. That means you kind of know what you want to eat, and then you open the app and you open the app and you're looking for what you want to eat. That's very different from the typical guy on the street who's like, I don't know what to eat. Let me see. And then you open the app. Oh, now again, it's not a bad thing, but if you're someone struggling to make healthier food choices, you can eat whatever food you want. We're not here to tell you what's right and wrong, but every food decision that you make either going to bring you closer to your goals or further away from your goals.
Correct.
That's it. Doesn't mean we're not here to say you can't eat the ice cream, we can't eat fast food. No, just know that it's going to bring you closer or bring you further away. And if you always last minute, or if you're always ordering fast food, it's Grab, the app is smart. It knows what you're always ordering. When you open it, even if you don't favor it, it's like, that's what you see. The first thing, the first row, right? So now the chances of you like, this was good that day. Let me order it again, right? So it comes down to planning, so that you can continue to make the right food decisions, because there's tons of healthy food in there. Some of our favorite healthy food outlets are also on Grab, right?
Totally.
And to be honest, when I drive past La Juiceria, which is always on the way from me going to the gym, we see the Grab riders outside queuing up. In fact, they've even put a row of chairs for the Grab riders to come there and sit and wait for the food. People are ordering, so people are ordering healthy food as well. But there's also a queue in front of McDonald's when they all wait also. So it comes with advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so Alvin, what
I like that you mentioned that, Noel. I just want to add one thing. It's very important that we use that to our advantage. It's just like if we don't know what we're going to do in the gym and we just go to the gym, you lift the dumbbell, you do kettlebell swing, dumbbell swing, this swing, that swing. You don't have a complete structure in your workout. And same goes with food. If you just open the app, and it happens to me before, I have to admit, sometimes I spend 20 minutes just scrolling through the food. I had this healthy food last time. I want to try something else. One thing leads to another. I actually browse through like 100 to 200 just cafes and options. And wow, the list is endless. And that's where I like your point. You mentioned temptation. Temptation is just order something. I never tasted this before. And usually it's a bit unhealthy. That's in my experience.
Yeah. Now, just to clarify to everybody, Alvin and I don't claim to be going and ordering all the healthy food. We order some, I don't know about Alvin, but I'll tell you that I order some stuff in there. I've ordered McDonald's, right? So we'll share. I'll share later, like, what are some of the things that we shouldn't be ordering so much of, but we do. So we'll do that. That's not part of today's plan. But yes, so let's talk about some of our favorites. All right. And we're going to name some of these outlets. I think it's completely okay. We are not we are not showing any favorites to any outlets here. Like I said, this show is not sponsored by anyone. So we are just really going to give you honest feedback, what we like, what our clients like. And if you like it too, great. Go and support them and order their meals and do that. Okay. So, I mean, you want to go first or I go first on what are our favorites?
Go ahead, Noel. I'd like to hear what are your top 3 favorite. And as we are sharing, we invite you to also share with us what are some of your top 3 or recent purchase from GrabFood. Okay, comment, share with us, and of course, in the end, we have a surprise for you. So, what are your top 3 favorite restaurants and cafes from Grab, Noel?
Okay, my favorite 3 things. I can actually have a very long list, but I had to kind of struggle to narrow it down to 3. Is in no particular order. Okay, so top 3, right? The first one would be Nando's. And even if Kim is not on this interview, I'll tell you that Kim's one is also Nando's. Because I don't order Nando's, she's also gonna order Nando's. And it's we've got our veggies there. They have sites where you can just order veggies. That's what I really like about their meal options. You've got their chicken, of course, right? And I like the fact that you can order a whole chicken, and we can portion it and eat it for a couple of days and kind of repurpose the chicken as well. So we're not stuck with like one meal where I have to eat it and there's nothing much I can do with that. So there's a lot of flexibility in Nando's meals. Can order, like we would actually, Kim and I would like order something that's a la carte, not a set meal, because we don't need so much of rice. We don't really want the chips that come along with it. If it comes, you're going to eat it. Trust me. So just don't order it. Right? So we'll order a whole chicken. Then we'll just go to the sides, a la carte on the side dishes. And Kim likes one of the rice dishes that they have. She'll just order for one portion. And the veggie portion, we will order two. We'll order a large one. And that's it. So like I'll take a little bit of the rice that Kim has, and the veggie, we will share it. And that's it. And then we just eat how much chicken we want. And then any leftovers go back in the fridge. So that's my first one. That's Nando's. Okay. My second one would be anywhere I can find a decent, affordable steak, because it's such a big drama to cook it in the house. My whole house will smell. My kitchen will be greasy. I need the pan to be hot, and I need I used to do all of that, but I've realized that, you know what? It's so much easier to just find which restaurant just has a good steak. Of course, it's not the cheapest thing in the world to order. Although there are some outlets like Grab. There's this place called Grab by Ahong. They're based in PJ. Has super affordable steaks. You can choose grain fed, grass fed. You want Angus beef. You want Australian egg. They've got a whole range, and you can see the weights as well. And they often have deals, like some kind of clearance that they're trying to do. And you can just order the steak with the sides, so I can just say I don't, and they're flexible. I can go on the Grab app and say I don't want the fries. Please swap it with another salad, and I'll get 2 portions of the salad and a steak which was just made and wrapped in foil. It comes in a little paper box. It may cost me like 50, 60 ringgit for a decent 300 grams portion of steak. Now, what do I do with that steak? I eat it with something else. So maybe I have a leftover salad at home. Maybe I have some bread at home and yesterday's Nando's leftover, and then now I just wanted some steak just to add on to more protein. So I find myself doing that very often. So there's Nando's, there's a steak. 2 places like I've been ordering steaks from. It's either Grab or there's this Maria's Steakhouse Cafe. They have a few outlets. They have certain deals at certain times. Certain time of the day, the steaks go like 40% off. So that's a good one. And the third thing would be chicken rice. Chicken rice is like, okay, last minute, don't know what, nothing knows, let's go with chicken rice, because there's chicken. And then sometimes I just had Nando's yesterday, right? You want something that tastes completely different. But it's still chicken. So chicken rice, there's a couple of places that we order from. There's this place in SS2 called Toast and Roast, which has very nice chicken rice. And they use like Japanese pearl rice as the rice, which is super unique. They give huge rice portions. I would never even eat half of it. That's massive. Container is like full of rice, but very generous with their chicken, and it's real roasted chicken. Some places say roasted chicken, but actually it's just fried, and then it's just the skin is brown, right? So this is real roasted chicken. So that will be toast, and it's like you can't go wrong with chicken rice. If any outlets you see there, you can see the rating. That's another thing cool about the Grab app, is that you can see the rating. If the rating is very low, like, never tried before, better not risk it, right? So you want to look for the ones with the higher ratings. And so that's my three. Let me repeat it again. Number 1 is Nando's. Number 2 is any place that has steaks, which is usually Maria's Steakhouse or Grab by Ahong. They have good deals, that's why. And also the third one was chicken rice, which is usually from Toast and Roast. I don't buy from chicken rice shop. I just never liked it. The rice is too yellow. I don't know why the rice is that yellow. God knows what they put inside. So if I don't know what's inside, I don't want to eat it. That's another risk about whatever you order in Grab, right? You just don't know what's gonna come. You have no idea what they made and put inside. So that's why I'm picky. That's why Alvin and I are picky. We try to just order the same thing. That means these are things, right, Alvin? I think the 3 things that you're going to say right now are the 3 things that you will eat, even if there was no Grab app. You would just go out and probably eat that regularly, correct?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I think the 3 things I'm going to share is very, very similar to you, Noel. And I'm going to share mine. And I think we both going to talk why we choose these 3. Coming back to maybe the food type. We'll get to that point in a bit. Now, my 3 is very similar. I have to go. Number 1 would be Nando's. Totally agree. It gives you the flexibility to customize your meal. Number 1. Number 2, I have to go with chicken rice too. Okay, Kajang got a lot of good Chinese restaurants that serve delicious chicken rice. So if you in Kajang, you know that Kajang got a lot of Chinese hawker stores, which are fantastic, delicious. When you come down Kajang, Noel, I'll bring you.
All right, deal.
Yeah, and then you talk to the uncle, see if they can deliver to TTDI, and I'm sure he'll do it for you. All right, and number 3 would be Arab food. I find that Arab food very similar, have the protein, have the rice. One thing slightly different from you would be steak, Noel. The reason why, I will give 2 reasons. Kajang don't quite have a good steak restaurants in Grab. Okay,
Y'all don't
and
need it.
number
Y'all
2,
have beef satay there. Who wants steak in Kajang?
oh, no.
No?
If you ask a Kajang person about Kajang satay, they'll just give you the, meh, it's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But coming back to beef, one thing that I find is I prefer to eat beef or steak when it's freshly cooked or just right after they cook, where it's still hot. From my past experience, by the time they go through delivery and come to me, it's cold already. And when beef is cold, it doesn't taste quite nice. In fact, it's a bit chewy. Yeah. So I have bad experience with ordering beef or like daging from GrabFood. Therefore, I prefer to dine in for that. Yeah, but I like you mentioned that like the restaurants that you order your steak, they wrap in aluminium foil. I think that's brilliant. That's kind of maintain heat or keep it warm.
Also, they're not very far away. So when it comes, the steak is still warm.
Right.
It's still warm.
Okay.
If it had to do a half an hour journey, it's gonna come like around there. Elaborate a little bit, Alvin. So when you say Arab food, you mean like Mediterranean food, right? So I mean,
that's right.
What kind of dishes would you order?
So I will go. They will have rice and probably some kind of grilled meat, either chicken or lamb. That will be one. And Arab, they also got few kinds of chicken dishes like mandi chicken or kamsa chicken, honey chicken. Some of it is where they cook the chicken inside of the rice and then they cook it for long hours. You get that fragrance. So how I see it, and perhaps you can add on to this, or how I see all these options, it kind of goes back to something that we share over the past episode based on precision nutrition, that we base our meal based on hand-sized portion. There's a good serving of carbohydrate, there's proteins, and there's some vegetables. And most of these are all single ingredient food. And I feel that a lot of Grab options out there, in fact, the one Noel and I share, allows us or give us the flexibility to kind of customize our food to our current diet, be it if your goal is to lose weight or to gain muscles or just to maintain your overall health and fitness. You have the options to eat healthy with GrabFood.
Yeah. Also, if you look at this, some of the meals that you mentioned, the 3 places that you mentioned, the 3 places that I mentioned, there's also a price factor there. I'll admit. It's not, I can't buy a 7 ringgit meal from Nando's. Not going to happen. Also, I'm sure the Arabian cuisine that you're ordering from, it's going to be at least around 15, 20 ringgit per portion or something, right? So, and remember once I think it was in the show we had with Agreen where we talked about how much people are willing to spend. There are people actually who aren't willing to spend that money for food. And then now add on the delivery fee on top of that, it can get out of people's budget. So at the same time, I think I understand when people want to order something that just costs $5, which could be just a nasi lemak sotong or something like that, because it's 5 ringgit, delivery is $4, so 9 ringgit, my lunch is done. So we understand that also. But like Alvin said, like if you notice the trends in in the places that we prefer to order from, we can order things that are customized. So which kind of brings me into the next part, which I want to just kind of summarize and leave you all with some tips on how to order and to eat healthy, not just from the GrabFood app, but whatever app there is. There's also Beepit, which we use. Food Panda, I don't use very often. There's few times where you order the food doesn't come, or you wait for 40 minutes and then somebody cancels, or you wait and then it says delivered where it didn't even reach. That drama happens. It's maybe it's just me lah. Okay, I'm not saying that's going to happen to everybody, but that's been my experience. So that's why we ordering GrabFood. So here's some pointers. I think Alvin can add some pointers on his own as well. The one thing, a few things I will say is, number one is, when you're gonna order something from GrabFood, I will tell this to all my clients, is to focus on the protein portion. That means, like, I'm going to order something, where can I order that's going to have a decent protein portion? So look for the food first. Think of the food first instead of thinking of the restaurant. Because there's two ways. This is me and Kim, okay? I will look for, I want to eat, for example, I want to eat curry mee. Okay, so where can I get curry mee? Then I will find a place, for example. Kim is very different. Kim will be, I want to eat in this restaurant. Then I'll be like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. I go there and see. It's like, oh, it's very different, right? So that works for her. But for me, it's like, my suggestion will be to find what you want to eat first, because they will have other things that can go with it. So focus on the protein portion. So like in my case, it's Nando's. I know there's going to be a protein portion, and then I order whatever else is going to go with it, or the steak place, or like Alvin mentioned, that Arabian place. So focus on the protein portion. Same way, focus on the veggie portion as well. Some place that allows you to customize and get dishes where you're not stuck with, I have to order the set and get the fries and get the dessert and get the orange juice that I never wanted. And you're stuck, and you're going to eat it because you paid for it and you don't want to waste money. Now, are you going to pay more by kind of ordering things a la carte like this? Yeah, you're probably going to, but I believe that anything you eat is an investment and worth paying that little bit more. So protein portion, order dishes instead of meals, because you can customize. Prepare your own drinks. Why pay for a drink? 5-6 ringgit there. You wanted a Milo ice. Just drink some water. Again, if depending on what your fitness goals are, right? Because that can really jack up the price of what you're ordering. And the last tip I will leave you is to plan what you want before you open the app. Okay, I want to order Nando's. Okay, great. Open the app, go to Nando's, and that's it. If you open the app and then plan, chances are higher that you're going to order something that's not part of your whatever your fitness goal is, because you're going to be tempted with all the things that are there, all the flashy ads. Last time the ads are static, now they flash, they go left, right, it prompts you this. I get notifications, there's a coupon now. It's like, oh, it's crazy. I disable notifications also.
Right.
So those are some tips that I will leave you. What about you, Alvin? Do you have any tips that you probably give your clients, or that you would apply for yourself as well when you order delivery?
I love all your tips, Noel. I think the first thing that I would add on to that would be, I like the one where you mentioned a focus on protein portion, because that's narrow down the choices of restaurants. And I'm very similar to you. I think of food first and then decide on the restaurant, because once you can narrow down the healthy options, you have a handful of restaurants that you know that you can go to. And what I do is I just favorite them, so it appears on the top of my list, and those are all the restaurants that I know that I can choose from. And once again, speaking from myself, Grab food is like once a week thing for me. So I don't mind eating the same restaurants. For example, Nando's once a week. It's like me going out to eat. And I feel that, coming back to our point, is we use GrabFood to lead us closer to our fitness goal. If you, on the other hand, using GrabFood on a daily basis, then I believe you might need more varieties and options to just rotate. And with that being said, we also have guests like a Grey Nourish Me that appears on our shows, and they have like a whole weekly meal plans out for you. And even in our upcoming guests, I believe a lot of these healthy restaurants, cafes have weekly meal plans out for you. So if you were to rotate between GrabFood and all of these other apps, I notice some cafes right now have their own apps as well, Noel.
Yeah, so I did. So
Yeah.
GrabFood is one way, and a lot of restaurants are realizing that, you know what, the delivery thing works. So let's figure out our own delivery because they get to save on the fees that they have to pay with the app, and which can be quite high. From what I hear, the commission that Grab takes can be 20-30%, which is huge. That can be like the entire margin, right? And it's a bit sad for the restaurant because they're trying to survive after the whole pandemic thingy. And that 30% margins, if you eat into that margins, I'm afraid, you know why? Because if it kind of forces the restaurant owner to cut corners and to see, okay, what can I reduce? Or what cheaper ingredient can I substitute because I need to make up for this 30%.
Correct.
So that's also a
Correct.
bit of a worrying thing sometimes when I order from the app. This is why I would stick to places like Nando's, because I think they're not going to use a different oil if it comes from Grab. They have a standard that they want to maintain. So as a result, some of these cafes have their own delivery, have their own website, which I think is worth having a look, like Agrain from our previous partners. I think some of the future guests as well, or some of your favorite healthy restaurants. If you're ordering, just go look them up on the internet, and you might be surprised that they have their own ordering system in place, which doesn't take a 30% cut. And then now that's great because you might expect a slightly bigger portion than what you get on the
Right.
app, right? And you're also supporting that restaurant because it's a smaller margin that they have to give up. So look for that. If you have a go-to place that you're always ordering from, check out those places because they might have their own delivery, and you're supporting them to make the food healthier and better and not cut corners when they prepare it for you.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
coming back to prices and portion, once again, our topic today is talking on GrabFood. And one of the things that Noel and I want to highlight is to take advantage of our promotions. If we're going to share links on the Facebook version, and if you look at Grab food promotions, you actually find there are hot deals. So hot deals, apparently, Noel, you get right up to 12 ringgit and 50 cent off with a minimum spending of 25 ringgit. So as long as you buy 1 to 2 meals, anything above 25 ringgit, you get 12 ringgit 50 cents off. Now, I didn't know this, and I was told that to apply for hot deal, it's not automatically.
You
So
have to
some of
key in
the
the code
restaurants,
yourself.
you have to key in the code and you have to go find where is the promo code. You have to click use it, and then you got to go there and key in. I didn't know this. So I was paying full price initially, and when I found out that, oh, Alvin's favorite Arabian restaurant got hot deals, and boom, that's where you see Alvin's ordering more. So hot deals, number one. And apparently Grab has all these new Grab Unlimited. It gives you free deliveries for, I guess, 30 to 60 deliveries. And it's a monthly subscription. So we're going to paste the link on the Facebook, have a read at it. And I feel like, oh my gosh, Grab should be sponsoring this as we
Yeah, right.
are.
I just like, is this a sponsored show? It's not. We're just sharing
It's
what works. Like we said, Grab is convenient. You can actually eat very well, save time. People got no time to work out. Now you got time to go and prepare your food. No. So you just got to use it well, save some money. So I think Alvin will post it on the Facebook version of this interview because it stays there. And you can save some money with that. I have the subscription thing also. It's like, I think it's 99 cents for the first month. And after that, it comes down to like 6-7 ringgit a month, which is, I think, totally worth it. Because if you order like 1 meal or 2 meals and you save on the delivery, it's like it's paid for already. It's paid for. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess my invitation to all of you, as we post the recording on the Facebook version, what can be helpful is you tag Grab in the comments. So perhaps it will grab their attention and decide, you know what, let's give Alvin and Noel and Alvin some vouchers, and we will be sharing them with you, okay? Who knows? It's a long shot, but we have to give it a try, right, Noel? Tag Grab on the Facebook version because it stays there. GrabFood Malaysia. Let's give that a go.
Yeah, it'll be nice because people like to complain about Grab a lot. Something doesn't come lah. People give them a hard time. But when they get something right, I think not many people are saying it. So yeah, so tag them. Let them know that, hey, these guys are saying something nice about all of y'all. And that's awesome. So okay, so now let's go to the other side of our conversation, which is like, okay, Noel, Alvin, so you've told us all this healthy stuff that you'll order. Is there anything like maybe you like feel like indulging in something, or maybe you're having what people call a cheat day? What would you then go to? Would it be Grab in the first place? Would you open the app and order something? Oh, you want to go first, Alvin, this time? What is one thing, like
Uh,
one? Again, we're not saying that there's good foods and bad foods. Not just like. But if you want to indulge, what would you get?
in my case, I don't think so. I'll be using Grab, nor have I ever used Grab for something that is like more on the dessert side of it. I think in
Okay.
terms of like desserts and guilty pleasure, I would go to the cafes, I would go to the restaurants and actually dine in instead of grab food. So that would be my experience. So I got nothing much to comment on that. With that being said, there's not many options in Kajang. So usually if I were to go have desserts, very rarely it will be in Kajang. So it will be outside of my delivery coverage. Therefore, I won't have the grab option. So I'll probably go to KL, PJ, Subang, and yeah. How about you, Noel? I know
Yeah,
TTBI got almost everything.
everything's just so close to us, and I think there's a few things that I would also order from Grab. Again, this is not regularly, but at times when you feel like eating it, hey, this looks awesome, let's just get it. So the first thing would be, I think, ice cream. Inside Scoop delivers. They have an outlet so near to us. Delivery is like $2, 2 ringgit delivery. So much easier than driving out there, finding parking and going. So you can just buy by the pint. And again, sometimes they have promos, so it's cheaper to buy it. So Kim buys ice cream every now and then. So one will be ice cream. Number two, for me, I think it would be if I were to cheat and I want to just really eat something that just satisfies, I'm just longing for some carbs, I would order fried rice, nasi goreng kampong, which is like, with the anchovies and the kangkong and with the chili padi and all that. I like that because number one is I can't make that. I have absolutely no idea how to make it. So I'm going to order, and I ordered it from a mama, usually like a per
Mm.
liter or from a Q Bistro. Um, because Kim and I, we don't go to mamas. Like, we literally don't. We don't go there and eat roti chana, and we don't. So the only time I would buy some food from them is like if I get on the app and I go and like, okay, let's have fried rice. That's it. This is like once a month kind of a thing. And there's probably been occasions where there's been McDonald's as well. McDonald's is the impressive thing is the speed of how fast it reaches you. It's like literally it can be here in like 5 minutes. Also, it's nearby, but the efficiency of like your order and then it's there. When they had the new like prosperity burger that comes out, and like the once a year thing, it's convenience, time saver. And again, I'm not the one who's like gonna go and drive in, queue up in the McDonald's, and like that's not me. I don't frequent Mama. I don't frequent McDonald's. So the app makes it accessible to me. That's not a very good thing actually. Then again, it's a once in a while thing. So that's me sharing some of my guilty pleasures, I guess we can call that. So anyone want to comment? Like, okay, if you all want to share what's your favorite food item, what's your favorite guilty pleasure that you wanna that you order from, not just from Grab, but any food delivery app. I think there were some comments here earlier. Who's this? So Sumita says, I need to try fluffed ice cream and waffles. From where? Is it also from Inside Scoop? Yeah, let us know. So great. So my friends, if you're watching this, firstly, thank you for giving your time. Thank you for listening to us. We shared some, not just our favorites, but also really the thinking behind why we order certain things from Grab and any food delivery app, because you can use that and apply it to, you know what? Even if you weren't going to use a delivery app, some of the things that we spoke about today, those principles apply. Even if you were going to sit in the car with your colleagues and go and look for something to eat, the same rule applies. Like, look for a
Right.
place which has a protein portion, look for a place which can customize your sides, drink water, you don't have to drink a sugar drink. All these tips still applies. So I hope you find it useful, even if you're not someone who orders from the app. Okay, over to you, Alvin. What else? Do we have anything else in store for anyone?
Yes, we do. Our next segment is Ask Us Anything. We have two questions already posted. prior to our show. And if you have questions, we invite you to comment your question below. And we're going to spend some time answering some of these questions. And I'm going to pin the first question, and this is addressed especially for you, Noel. It says, Noel,
Wow.
what do you think is needed to become a great group fitness instructor?
Wow. I think there's so many things that's needed because honestly, if you ask me, I think there's a lot more moving parts, a lot more things to look out for when you're conducting a group fitness session versus a one-on-one PT. Now, I'm not saying one is harder, one is easier. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's need to be able to juggle a lot of things. There's the music, there's the tempo, there's the volume of the music, there's the lighting, there's the movements that need to come in, there's the rest periods. And for many group fitness methods where there's choreographed music, choreographed movements to the music, like when the beat of the song changes, that's when the movement changes also. That's a lot of planning. So I think that part people don't realize about group fitness instructor. They just think that I'm going to teach workouts to a group, right? Right, but you can make it a really awesome session if you pay attention to all these things. And getting a certification would definitely help cover all these things as well. But coming back to the question, which was what was it? I mean, what do you need to become a group fitness instructor? So I know I said many things, but I think most important of all, maybe if I can say two things. Number one is I think you got to be passionate about what you're doing. For you to come and show up there for other people, sometimes it's just one person in your class, COVID, or a full class of 15 people, to have that energy, you need to be passionate about what you do, because you can't show up to a group fitness class as an instructor, as a leader in front of everyone there who had a really long day and they came there to look at you. And if you're also tired and frustrated, that workout is going to suck, regardless of what the movements are. So it's your energy. So make sure you're really passionate, you love what you're doing, because otherwise, when you're tired and you're bored, you're not going to be able to show up there for your clients. So passion is very important if you want to be a group fitness instructor. And if you just walk into any of the big gyms, you always hear the group fitness instructors, like they're like yelling and they're sweating and they're moving with you. That's passion. You see it. See the crowd. You see the way people move with the instructors. That's passion. It's very rewarding to have that experience. So passionate, number one. Number two is always keep learning. It just doesn't end just because you do one cert which taught you Zumba or taught you RPM or body pump or whatever format. That is hundreds of formats out there to teach. It doesn't mean it's the end. It doesn't mean that's the one thing that you teach, because you can learn many formats. You can go and learn a mind-body program. You could take elements of a yoga class and introduce it into your high-intensity interval training class towards the end. For example, if you never took the time to learn these different disciplines, do different certifications, attend different fitness events, conventions, attend other people's classes, go to other gyms, see how they conduct their class, take notes after every class. I love that song, you go write it down. I love what she said at the end of the class, you write it down. These are all things you don't get in a textbook. So learning. So when I say learning, I don't just mean pick up a textbook, but look at all the ways that you can learn. Take an online class. Everyone's online nowadays. And pick up what awesome things these people are doing. And it's not called stealing. It's not called copying. It's just you learn something and you want to practice it with your clients as well. I think those two would help you make decisions to get on the right path to be a group fitness instructor. I hope that answer helps whoever asked that.
That is so insightful, Noel. So if you are thinking of becoming a group fitness instructor, or if you're already teaching a group classes, so much wisdom from that. Especially I like the one where you said take another person classes or join other classes in other, because that just expose you to different teaching method. Because sometimes we are in our own head doing the same thing and what we think is best, but that's just what we think. But when you join other classes, open up your mind. I like this question. I'm gonna further add on the question for you, Noel, because Daily Muscles deals with group classes, and I'm purely one-to-one. So I'm going to ask you, Noel, if you were to hire a group fitness instructor to work for Daily Muscles, besides the certs, what one thing you look for in that person that you're going to say, I'm going to hire you to be part of the Daily Muscle team? What is one thing you look in that
Yeah.
person?
Actually, the cert is the last thing I'll look at. Right? Because that one can be taught. That one we can cover part of your education. We can get you on the process to become certified while you're interning with us, for example. I think the one thing we look at is attitude. Attitude means are you teachable? Are you open to learning? Because I also think being a group fitness instructor it's like a tough world, because you're out there in front of people who may say something not nice if your class didn't go very well, if you made a mistake, right? People form groups, people gossip. That's all of that also, right? So we want someone who is passionate and has the right attitude. Attitude. So if you've come for an interview with me before and sat across the table from me, I don't ask things like what exercise, show me this. People always come to the interview, do I come in my workout gear? And I'm like, no, just show up. That normally throws them off. So I ask questions like problem solving, or what if you have a conflict with a client? What would you do? What are the books that you read? Because these kinds of questions help me understand the kind of person they are. Do I want to hang out with this person if I don't work for them, if they don't work for me in the gym, right? So these are the things I ask myself, because it's attitude. So I'm hiring cool people who I want to hang out with, and then we can teach you everything that you need to do to become an instructor. So that's what I would look out for. I don't think all my instructors, except maybe one, never came in with a certification at first. They came in with experience. Some of them come in with zero experience. They just like to work out. And usually other gyms don't hire people like this. They will tell you, go get a cert and come back. And it's hard, because if I'm not making any money, how do I go get a cert? So we like to flip it the other way around. We hire for attitude, because everything else can be taught. Yeah.
I think that's what makes you stand out, Noel. That's what makes you stand out, because it takes time to go through or to lead another fitness professional, like in your case, to lead another instructor through that journey, especially when someone is just begin. Because I remember like my journey as a personal trainer, when I began, I had to figure it out myself, but you are putting yourself out there, you're opening your doors to lead a fitness professional, lead a group instructor, to be more specific, to Daily Muscles through that journey. I think that's brilliant. That's just amazing of you.
Well, I did
Yeah.
because people helped me when I was looking for help. We had mentors, we had
Right.
friends, we had colleagues who stepped in. So why not provide it for other people as well? They deserve that.
Yes, they do. And that's how we all grow together, right?
There we go.
Yeah. Nice. I like that question. Very,
Yeah, I
very
love that
different.
question.
And yeah. So if you have any questions that is, more on career pathway, more on fitness professionals, do share your questions. We may not answer it today. We'll prepare questions throughout our upcoming episode. We have one more question here. And this question is, what is a good amount of time for a workout session? So how long should we work out? Now, I'm going to share this first, Noel, because I've
Yep.
gone through and researched, and we as a fitness professional, we always strive to give you the guideline first. So according to our fitness guidelines, all healthy adult age 18 to 65 should at least, this is on a weekly basis, get minimum 30 minutes of workout 5 times a week. So 5 workouts, 30 minutes each session. This is a weekly recommendation. Of course, if you can't work out 5 times a week, you can break down the sessions and accumulate that. So 5 times 30, that's about 150 minutes a week. So about 2.5 hours. So that's equivalent to two to three PT sessions, 2 to 3 group classes of that time. So that is the minimum requirement. Yeah. Anything like to add on to that guideline, Noel? What do you tell your clients or classes?
I think Of course, the guideline is correct. Nothing much to add other than the fact that sometimes people also sometimes look at the guideline, and that guideline is not achievable because they work out at all. They are so busy with life, and they look at the guideline and they go like, "I need that. Sorry, I don't even have that time. I'm just not going to do this whole fitness thing altogether." There are people like that. So then now it makes you wonder like, oh, so does it mean that if I can't hit the guideline, it's not worth doing at all? No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is the guideline is what you want to aim for the best results. But at the same time, if you can only do 2 30-minute workouts in a week, because that's what your crazy schedule allows, then go for it. Do that too. Then later on, you're feeling better, maybe you can push it to 3 and work your way up to the guidelines instead of like, it's day 1, I signed up for the gym today. Oh my gosh, here's the guideline. I can't meet it. Sorry, I'm not coming back. So just to look at it in a different way. If you're watching this and you feel that Alvin just asked me to exercise too much, if you're watching this and that's how you felt, I just want to say, don't be disheartened. Just do something. Get out there and start moving, and then work towards the guidelines. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. So you start small and then work your way towards the
Yeah.
guideline. And one thing I just want to add on also, you look at all these guidelines, you realize that their per duration per session is actually very little, which is 30 minutes. Like most group classes, most personal training sessions is about 45 to an hour, some to an hour plus. And I noticed this is in most Western countries, like their PT, they have 30-minute PT sessions also.
Yeah.
But in Malaysia, most of it is an hour. Some even go more than an hour. And I think this is because they advise you to start small. Yeah. Because I have clients that have trainers overseas and their sessions are maximum 45 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, session times are becoming shorter. If you go onto some of the fitness apps, Apple Fitness Plus,
Right.
Peloton, they have 10-minute workouts. 1 minute warm
Right.
up, 1 minute at the end, just mindful cool down, 8 minutes right into it. And you sweat, you move, and you feel great. Because some people don't even have 15 minutes. So they're catering for that crowd as long as you move and do something. But yeah, true. Would you do a 30-minute PT session?
I would. I
Yeah.
would. I think that if you move fast, if you be very particular with the thing, with your rest time, you
Yeah.
can get a good training session in 30 minutes. I myself work out for 30 minutes too. I think that anything
Yeah.
is better than none, especially when
Yeah.
days we are rushing through. Yeah, a workout kind of
Yeah.
like set the pace for the day, for the week. So as long
Correct.
as you get your workout in.
Correct. And think about it, right? If you and I can prescribe a workout, conduct a workout session where it takes half the time, 30 minutes instead of 60 minutes, and the client still gets the same outcome, we just saved you 30 minutes. Technically, that
Right.
session should cost more if you think about it, right? But that's real. That's the reality. More efficient. 30 minutes. I give you back more time. I'm not saying should be charging more, but we're not going to do that. But I think Malaysians tend to look at it from a very different perspective
Mm.
because we
Mm.
have our classes are 45 minutes, right? We get a lot of people who say 45 minutes only. Why not 1 hour? My other trainers, we've had people come to us and said, I've been training all this while. My trainer's been doing 2 hour workouts. Me, I was like, 2 hours? Nothing wrong with 2 hours, but like they've conditioned that person to think that 2 hours is what it takes to get a
Correct.
workout. So suddenly when we say come 30 minutes and they're like, no, I'm being ripped off, or y'all are
Mm.
cheating me, or I'm not getting value for money. But actually, it's I invite you all to think the other way. It's like if it's efficient, 30 minutes save you time. Wow, fit more of that into
Less
your
is
day.
more.
Less is
Less
more.
is more.
There we
That's
go.
right.
Yeah.
Love it. All
All
right.
right.
That is our question. Thank you all so much for posting your questions. If you have more questions, we invite you to continue to send them either through comments or DM us through Facebook, Instagrams. We're going to answer questions at the end of our show. And we invite you to share this live, comment, and tag your favorite restaurants, cafes, and in fact, today's GrabFood. Tag GrabFood on the Facebook version so that it will help to grow this show. All the links and resources mentioned in today's episode will stay on Facebook version. And we invite you to also to visit our website, which is www.twoguysintheirgym.com, so that you can subscribe to our newsletters. Noel and I get your emails and we'll write to you latest updates or even coupon codes given by our guests. So you want to do that so that you can stay up to date with all of us.